Okay, so in this video we will discuss about what exactly happened on recent trip to Dham Neem Karoli Baba. So when it has to happen, it will happen. Whatever you do in life doesn't really matter. Whatever you think through and everything or not, but if you have planned it, will happen. Sooner or later it will happen. So be prepared for that. You don't have to plan each and every bits and pieces. Just have an overview idea and just be positive about how the trip will go, even if, because in our trip, like, there were many moments when we were thinking that if it is happening what we really wanted to, but in the very end, what happened was, like, in the morning we reached Dham, and the way we moved from here, like how everything was planned and how just a friend showed up at the very right moment and picked up picked up and the cab driver picked us up from Ramjula. Ramjula, yeah, near Ramjula parking actually. From the same point where we boarded to Delhi last one year back with one friend from Germany, and that's how trip started. Then we boarded another friend and the other guy who was near from a place near Gangotri. He is also a very interesting person that we got to know, and the most adaptive person from all of four of us, including driver uncle, driver bhaiji, and everything. All of us, we two friends, and that one more person. So it was the trip started. We got one rider up to the NTPC society or KLPT society. I'm not sure what society, something like that. And then how we did, we boarded the, then another guy and the driver boarded from there. The first driver was the owner of the vehicle, he whose father was in the business. He was not interested, he was not in the business. Then there was this another guy who was running the government vehicles, but as a part time to earn some more money. He was also doing this business, and yeah, like, we started moving. First we stopped at the place where you had some very good parathas, like like what, like stuffed parathas and tandoori stuffed aloo parathas, and it was very good breakfast, light and good quality food. That's what you, on a place where it was not very far from Rishikesh. Maybe, I guess, we crossed Haridwar and then this dhaba came. And the good thing was they had chairs to sit in the open area. It was sunny day, and yeah, like, we kept moving, and that's how the trip started. Then we had, like, once the food once we had the food, and then we started to have, then we packed some more food for the way. Then we stopped at a tea stop where we had some more, like, tea and some mixed pakodas and everything, but it was looking more intense and a bit stressed also, which was showing up in his voice also. Maybe he had some financial issues or something like that, but he didn't tell us, so I can't do anything about that. uh, the aarti is starting at the ghat, and in some time we'll move to the ghat also. But let's continue about this story. And so this story I'm telling just to tell you, like, don't expect too much from a trip. Keep it simple, and things will happen on that way, and accept those things as they happen, because you cannot even change that. There are many things. If you live in the moment, then that's, I'll just tell you about that also, like how the our evening discussions on the ghat, not on the ghat, but once we reach Nainital, this, then we cross Bhimtal, then we reach this place near Neem Karoli Baba Ashram. It was a 2 BHK flat that Udit has rented out on the Airbnb. It was a good flat with decent price, and They had all the items to cook food and coffee and everything. And that's how the trip went on and on and on. We had some discussions about what's the kind of food that we'll have on the way, but once we reached, because we planned everything, but we didn't plan about the dinner, and that's where we got stuck because none of the remaining three people were expecting anything from there on words. Then we brought some veg biryani. We created some veg pulao. We boiled, and driver uncle knew how to cook. So that is the beauty of this trip. When you have people from different domains, is like everyone is experiencing something or other, but there has to be one thing or one person who can connect everyone, so that you get things on time. There should be one person who can plan, person who should be ready for unexpected things, and that's what I did. Then we decided that we'll cook pulao at home. He brought some items like rice, mutter, and different things. And yes, it was good food. Driver uncle made really good food, and then we had music sessions, discussions, and like before that Udit and one more person they were coming from one place near Joshimat. Urgam is the place, and they were telling the stories of different things, different things that happened in Urgam. And yeah, they told me that they really spent a lot of time in Urgam, and it was 1 month, took 50-55k INR. And the beauty about the Urgam is it's cut off from the main city and mainland, main routes. You have to walk, you have to track a bit into the jungles, and that's where the place is. So the beauty about Urgam is like it's near Joshimat, so it's already very low negative temperature in the night. So they were having very difficulties in the day and the night also, because even in the day, even if it is sunny day, so it gets very cold very early. And if you don't do a bonfire or something like this, camping or activities like this, you will suffer in the night. Yeah, so that's what they were telling, but it seemed like a very interesting place. I planned that I will go there when I was in Rishikesh last time. I was continuously watching the status updates of it, but yeah, somehow I missed that particular thing. Yeah, I will maybe go alone, not maybe alone, maybe with him or maybe with someone else. But Gangotri is also another place where we can go. Maybe next month, maybe in April, let's see. Because the other guy was from a place near Gangotri, and they used to do cattle farming. They had apple orchards also, and that's how they used to earn money. These small villages near these things, and this guy kept talking and on and on and on. Like his stories were the most interesting part of this trip, the unexpected, most interesting and unexpected part of the trip. And okay, first of all, I'll show you where we are exactly. Okay, that orientation is locked. So this is Jai Bajrangbali. It's evening time and very peaceful place for video recording and this kind of stuff. And so back to the story, because we don't have much time. So again, he kept telling us different stories for places from the hills. And okay, so yeah, like sorry for the break. I'll just keep taking small breaks just to keep the momentum of the story, and so that I don't hurry up and you also get the time to sync up with the story and imagine what exactly happened. So yeah, like those guys were telling the story of Babaji who were playing their Bengali instruments like iktara and something like that. And that's how the story went on. The music was really beautiful. They had speakers. He had this particular DJI Pocket, which I will also take in some time. It's a very good device for recording and carrying. It's easy to carry, portable, easy to charge. It is small screen also, and it's very lightweight. So I suggest anyone to buy this particular device, DJI Pocket, to record your trips, and yeah, you can have the incidents, you can have the memories and everything. So while we were on the way, we also played some music. The guy who was sitting next to me, I offered him my small ukulele and I played flute, and that's how the trip went on and on and on. So yeah, again once we were back to the again hotel, then the two guys went to the market. They bought some food. We had food, and then we had some small stories what we do. And the next day, then we had some roll and everything. We rolled some joints, and it was very good stuff they bought from different place. I will not tell the name because it's a live video. So yeah, then I got to learn many things, like yeah, being present in the present moment is how important was the trip was for me. Like no one can exactly imagine, but yeah, it was a really important trip for me because I wanted a small break from my daily life, and I didn't have a place to go, I didn't have plans, so I wanted someone to show up, and it exactly showed up at the very right moment. I had my tickets booked to Delhi at the same time, but yeah, Destiny had in their plan, so I went to there also. So yeah, that's what I was telling, like how these stories create a long, long impact on us. Although I wanted to create this story as a more of a comedy video, but yeah, the interest this is more of a storytelling video. I will create one more video about comedy, like how comedy things happened, how the driver uncle was like there was a scratch on he did there was a small minor incident where his car rubbed against another car who was from Kumau side, and then the story is continued. He collected some more people, he wanted some money, the driver really didn't want to give because definitely he was asking a huge amount of money. Then we managed and discussed, and we contributed some small money and small amount of money from each other, from all three of remaining three of us people, because driver uncle was really scared because the money. Okay guys, this is a small break. There was a call from Jupiter. I had some loan EMI paid, and they have extended it for 1 week. That is very good time. So yeah, again back to the story. Like once we reached Kanchidham temple, Kanchidham ashram in the morning. It was a pleasant view, very less traffic. We reached on time. That was a beauty. The good part was we reached on time. And the bad part was there was no bad part actually. It is a temple where we got to see Bajrangbali, Shivaji, and the very interesting part was we got Hanuman Chalisa from them at the very entrance of the gate, which was like one of the most pleasant surprise I got on the trip. And yeah, like that's how we then Udit wanted to do some more meditation. Then there is a process for that, because in the daytime they didn't have much place, or I guess they should have some like meditation space where people can just sit and do a meditation. But it was they had an evening session. It was also good in the 5 to 5:45 in the evening. They had a meditation planned, and but yeah, we had to leave early because it had a train to it had to go, and we had in the plan we had a cab booked for only for a day, and still he had not told me the total amount. But I still did him some maybe for food and stay, but for the cab he still not told me the entire amount. I'll connect with him, or maybe I'll do something else for him. So yeah, this meeting was really important for me because I wanted to know different aspects, what different people are navigating, how different people are navigating. And yes, everyone is having same things, like family is expecting something else, we are doing something else, and that's how there is the glitch, or that's how there is the gap. But what he was doing next is something very huge. He was producing a movie for which he has already got financiers. He is very much expert in direction. He has already worked as assistant director. So yeah, that's what I planned. I intend to do something like that also, maybe with him, or maybe first I'll learn with him, maybe I'll assist him as assistant director or something like that, or something. Then I'll move to producing my own movie, or maybe doing the same thing with other people. So I still have to decide whether I'll be the one directing because that's not my forte, and maybe I'll connect people who can help in maybe crowdsourcing or something, crowdfunding the movie, because that's what is required. So nowadays there are many apps who provide you crowdfunding for different things, for maybe many adventures, whatever you are doing. Some are paid, some are like charities, or some are like in maybe PPP models, or which is called CSR initiatives. And in some people do crowdfunding. Suppose you want to travel to a place and don't have money, then there are crowdfunding apps using which you can get some money. But that's also not a viable solution every time. You have to have your financing options. You have to connect with investors who believe in the movie, maybe who are from that domain, who are from real estate, or from many domains. There are people who invest in the monies in the movies. So now, since we had already planned that we'll leave, so once we had the darshan, we did we stopped at a place. There was a very good lake, Khurpa Lake, on the side. When we were moving away from, I guess, from Haldwani, or I guess we crossed Bhimtal Sattal, and then there was this lake. We stopped there for a while. We clicked some photos. It was very chilly, and we moved back. When we continued our ride. So yeah, that's what was more important. Just to we continued our ride anyways. Whatever the blockades come, there was once we stopped in Nainital also. We planned that we'll do boating, but we didn't do because of lack of time, and the plan was something else. We wanted to go to the room and rest. So yeah, we planned and we anyways did it. And then we reached near Haridwar. We stopped again for a tea shop for a tea. So that is the beauty of these kind of trips, where you have your own. When you have your own vehicles. So yeah, like that's what I was telling, that if you have your own vehicle while traveling, it has your own pros and cons. The driver uncle was a bit risky sometimes, but he draw a bit recklessly because there was a vehicle from the opposite side also coming. He was a bit stressed because there was a person who already asked some money from us. But yeah, we had to keep moving. Then Udit was sitting on the front. He asked him to slow down. We were a bit scared on the sitting on the back, but no one really spoke. But Udit asked him to calm down a bit and drive in our own lane. People were coming from the opposite lane, and there was one time there was an advocate driving when we were going from Rishikesh, and like then we couldn't really cross that person. But okay, I'll just not discuss this particular thing anymore. So yeah, then we reached Haridwar. We took a break. Those guys took tea. I took a bit of papaya, and my phone was not charged, so there was some money. That is one of the most important thing in traveling. If your phone is not charged, or if internet is not working, if there is any of these issues, then always be ready with some cash or someone who can provide you instant cash. Or most importantly, carry some food items with you, because not every time you will get time to stop, and you will be feeling hungry, and if you feel hungry, then things may not go as planned. Okay, then we reached back. They had an option to, they had a drive from Nepali farm to maybe another place, so they had planned to go to another place, but then it was very late. We reached approx 6 or 7. Then their bus was at 12. That was coming also from Kenchi Dham only. They could stop at Nepali farm, but there was no place. He wanted to rest also. He wanted to change also. So we suggested that he don't go that place. I suggested him either drop at Haridwar or at Rishikesh. So they stopped at Janki Setu, I guess. I deboarded earlier because my phone was not working properly. And I had to like get my phone repaired. I had to screen use, get one more tempered glass and everything. So yeah, like that's how you plan your trip, and it went really smooth. Even when we were not having everything planned, it was an instant trip. That's the beauty of an instant trip, that things happen on its own. You don't have many things planned, and that's then God's plan enters, and that's what exactly happened. And yeah, तूने थामा तूने थामा हाथ like संवरने लगी लकीरें हाथों की. It's a more of a tongue twister for me. Okay, anyways, then we came back. Then as always, I lost some items in the way. I tried my best. Then again, I lost one of the most precious book. I really miss losing that book, but it's okay. So you miss some things, you gain some more. I gained some experience. I lost that book, but I gained more experience than I could have ever got if I had. Okay, so then again I reached Haridwar. Then I reached Rishikesh. I sat on this ghat on the other side. There was a uncle and maybe his daughter. They were cooking tea. Maybe his granddaughter or something. Then I said there maybe there were some more Punjabi people who were creating tea. The tea was not very good for them, so they created their own tea. That's how they think that they can make fun of people everywhere, but it's fine. They were kids. They were from Punjab, and Punjab is a very good state. In India, Punjab is like, oh my god, loving people, because they don't do gender bias or religion bias or something. They're very good and fun loving people. Usually they are good, and I will not go in detail because everything or every situation has their own biased experience and everything. So what I realize is understanding psychology is very important when you go on this kind of trip. Understanding psychology by I mean like understanding what another person is very important. You go on these unplanned trips, understand, because these things really happen. Many times happen when you will have something other planned and he has planned something, the other guy has planned something else. Maybe his plan is right and you want something detour. It happens most of the time, but it is always preferred that you listen to other people and follow their plans and just put your voice. But okay, just don't just discuss with these things, different things with them. And yeah, the trip ended on a good note, and that's how I'll end this video here. Thank you.